Today we dive into 3 raw confessions where both partners hid devastating secrets, and the truth ripped their lives apart. Each story shows how a single hidden truth can cascade into mistrust, heartbreak, and ultimately a painful reckoning. We'll walk through the moments of discovery, the signs that were missed, and the paths each person chose afterward. Grab a tissue, settle in, and remember that even when betrayal feels like the end, there's always a chance to rebuild from the broken pieces. I stared at my husband's laptop, heart pounding, when a notification flashed, a private message from a fellow moderator. He'd been spending hours online, claiming it was unpaid labor like a homemaker, while our bills piled up. I asked why he never looked for a real job, and he shot back, "I'm already working 24/7. The room felt colder as the realization sank. His work was a facade, and his neglect was a betrayal of the partnership we'd built. The silence that followed felt louder than any argument ever could. We'd been together for 6 years, sharing a tiny apartment, dreaming of a bigger future. He managed my grocery list, I handled the laundry, we were a team. Friends called us the perfect couple, and I believed his promise to eventually find a career. The stability we'd cultivated felt solid, making the discovery of his secret online world cut deeper than any infidelity could have. It wasn't just about money, it was about the lie that suggested we were both living a story we hadn't written together. I noticed his phone buzzing at odd hours, the way he'd disappear for moderating while I cooked dinner. He'd grow defensive when I asked about his day, and the electricity bill spiked without explanation. Small lies about meeting friends turned into a pattern, but I convinced myself he was just passionate about his hobby, not realizing it was his escape from our reality. The tiny red flags, late-night notifications, secretive glances, were there, but my love made me ignore the growing distance between us. After confronting him, he finally admitted the truth: he'd been avoiding a real job, fearing failure. We attended counseling, set clear boundaries, and he started a part-time position he actually enjoyed. The trust was cracked, but we rebuilt it brick by brick, learning that honesty, not hidden hours, is the foundation of any partnership. It wasn't an instant fix. Each conversation felt like a cautious step, yet over months the cracks began to seal, and we found a new, more authentic rhythm together. A dinner meant to impress turned into a night that exposed a secret that would change everything. The kitchen aromas, the nervous laughter, and the final bite all became markers of a lie that would soon crumble, revealing how love can be both a sanctuary and a battlefield when truth is withheld. I was sweating in the kitchen, trying to master a steak for my girlfriend's famous grandfather, a Michelin star chef. He laughed, praised my cooking, and later that night we shared burgers and beers. The next morning, his smile faded when I confessed I'd bought the meat. He confessed he'd been dating a coworker for months, hiding it behind our cooking date, turning my nervous effort into a bitter reminder of his double life. The weight of his confession hit me like a steel knife, slicing through the confidence I'd built around us. We'd been together for 2 years, both college students, living in a cramped dorm. Our love felt simple: late-night study sessions, shared playlists, and plans for a future away from tuition debt. I trusted him with my insecurities. He promised we'd support each other's ambitions, even if that meant cooking for his prestigious in-laws. That promise felt like a lifeline, making the eventual betrayal feel like a sudden plunge into icy water, shaking the very foundation of our shared dreams. He started taking extra shifts at the campus library, always leaving the dorm early. His phone buzzed with unknown contacts, and he guarded it like a treasure. When I asked about his late nights, he brushed it off as group projects. The occasional scent of unfamiliar cologne lingered on his shirt, but I dismissed it as a friend's perfume. In hindsight, each of those moments was a tiny crack in the glass wall of our trust, waiting to shatter under the pressure of his secret. When his coworker invited me to a casual after-work drinks, I saw a photo of them together, arms around each other, smiling. The timeline matched the nights he claimed to be studying. Confronting him, he broke down, admitting the affair had lasted 6 months. He'd used our cooking night as a cover, hoping I'd never suspect a thing. The photo felt like a punch to the gut, turning every shared memory into a reminder that I'd been living a lie I never imagined. I moved out of the dorm, focused on my finals, and cut all contact. He apologized repeatedly, but the damage was done. I filed for a breakup, leaned on friends, and eventually found a new relationship built on transparency. The steak night became a reminder that love without honesty is merely a recipe for pain. Healing was slow. Each day I learned to trust my own instincts again, and the kitchen that once felt like a battleground now feels like a place of self-reclamation. A family heirloom torn apart revealed a hidden resentment that pushed siblings to the brink. The shattered paper became a symbol of deeper wounds, showing how long-standing jealousy can erupt into outright betrayal when secrets are kept too long. My sister ripped up my prized Stan Lee autograph in a fit of jealousy, then blamed me for snitching to Grandma. The drama escalated when she posted screenshots of our argument in a group chat, turning my personal pain into a public spectacle. The betrayal wasn't just the torn paper, it was the mutual deceit that fractured our family forever, exposing how envy can weaponize love and trust into something sharp enough to cut deep. We grew up sharing secrets, trading comic books, and promising to protect each other's passions. By 19, I'd saved months of allowance to buy a rare autograph. She was 22, always the older sister who guided me. Our bond felt unbreakable, even when we argued over trivial things, because we'd always found a way back to each other. That history made the later betrayal feel like a betrayal of our very childhood, turning cherished memories into shards of doubt. She grew increasingly possessive of my belongings, often demanding to see my collections. When I mentioned playing video games with friends, she sneered, calling me immature. Small insults slipped into conversations, and she'd mock my interests behind my back. I brushed it off as sibling rivalry, never suspecting it would turn violent. The gradual shift from playful teasing to outright sabotage was a warning sign that I chose to ignore, hoping the bond would smooth over the growing resentment. During a heated argument, she snatched the framed autograph and shredded it, shouting, "You think you're better than me?" I called Grandma, hoping for mediation, but my sister accused me of betraying the family. She posted our fight in a group chat, and the screenshots went viral among our friends, making my humiliation public. The sound of paper tearing echoed louder than any words, turning a private family squabble into a digital scandal that left me feeling exposed and powerless. I confronted Mom, who finally understood the depth of my loss and apologized. We attended family therapy, and my sister eventually owned up, though the trust never fully recovered. I learned to guard my passions, and now I keep cherished items in a secure place, surrounded by people who truly respect me. Healing has been a slow, deliberate process, but each therapy session helped us rebuild a fragile, honest connection that acknowledges the past without letting it define the future. Betrayal cuts deep, especially when both sides hide truths. Yet each story shows that honesty, courage, and self-respect can rebuild shattered lives. Which story hit hardest today? Let me know in the comments, and remember, no matter how dark the night, sunrise always follows. Stay strong, stay true, and keep moving forward.